Good morning, sunshines. It's me. I'm here. Happy hump day. Hey, Liz Gale put this out. I don't know when. Must have been this morning. Let me actually hold on. Let me take that off the screen just for a second. Okay, cue the dogs barking. Of course. When they're coming in, they're gonna start drinking too. Save. Let me go back to here. Hey, Kathy, good morning. Oh my goodness, you're the first on this morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. We're all in our places. Hey, Amy M. with sunshiny faces. And this is the way to start a new day. Got my coffee. I'm not going to be on long because I want to catch the Joy Tribe at 9-ish too. Good morning, Jojo Bananas. Jojo Bananas. Hey, how is your uploading of the Spotify, all of your digital media? I don't know the right question to ask, Joe. And I need to figure out how to turn these stupid crowns off. You got me some coffee too? Woohoo, good. We're going to watch this quick short that Liz did here in a minute. Oh no. Hey, good morning, great grandma. Good. So how do they give you like updates on how many downloads or uploads or whatever they call it? How many purchases? I'm sorry you're sitting in the dark, Kathy. If I could send you some electricity, I certainly would. Yeah. You guys are full of all sorts of emojis this morning. Oh, okay. That's pretty incredible still that you're even on there. That is just so awesome. I'm so proud of you. Very cool. Okay. I'm gonna replay this. Let's watch this Liz Gale video.
Had a thought and you're like, I probably shouldn't say this because it's going to start some shit.
I had to stop it real quick. We've all had those thoughts where we know it's just going to start some shit. But do we stuff them in anyways? Probably not.
But I really feel like I need to say this. Here's the thing. There's a lot of discourse in the ex-Scientology community. So meaning there's a bunch of people who either grew up or were executives in or whatever. They were in Scientology, got out. Now they're speaking out against it with their experiences. But everybody comes about it a different way. And I've noticed there's a very big sort of chasm between these two groups. One of them appears to be the people who still believe in Scientology, like technology, as it's called. And those people think the administration and the management is bad. And then there's another group of people who think the entire thing is, frankly, harmful. So, creates a conundrum. I'm confused about certain things, get really muddled, and then it confuses me. I'm confused. Hello, hi, I'm an ex-Scientologist and I am a little confused. Can anybody help me understand this passage? Because I have a lot of thoughts about it, but I actually would like to just like center in them for a minute, get some feedback, and then maybe hit this back. But yes, please, here's the passage. I wanted to use text to AI speech, but I can't figure it out. So I'm going to read this as deadpan as possible with no bias in my voice as best as I humanly can do. How the anti-cult ideology harms ex-cult members. Anti-cult ideology teaches that minority religions harm the mental health of their members. Countless psychological practices have been built on the idea that ex-members of these minority religions are suffering from some sort of mental damage and that they need to, quote, recover from it. Thoughts?
Okay, what are your thoughts? Let's give Liz Gail some feedback on this. She's talking about the two different camps, those that still believe in the tech, maybe the good old days, maybe the Tom, who's that guy that just wrote those blogs? And then there's those that think that everything was harmful, all auditing was harmful, which I'm in that camp. But then there's the psychological people, the psychiatrists, the psychologists that she's talking about that have been making a living, that all people, all ex-Scientologists were harmed and need to be saved. I think there's a big generalization there in that statement. Devak, thank you, Twyla. And good morning, Twyla. We do. We each have our own perspectives, and I bet you that is also true for those that grew up in or were a part of Scientology. Good morning, Martha. But let's use the 2x2s for an example. The 2x2s were a cult there that started in Northern California, and they were kind of across the United States in different sects, different states. Were all kids and all people coming out of the 2x2s affected psychologically? Good morning, Miriam. Let's read this statement again. How the anti-cult ideology harms ex-cult members. So anti-cult ideology teaches that minority religions harm the mental health of their members. Countless psychological practices have been built on the idea that ex-members of these minority religions are suffering from some form of mental damage and that they need to recover from it. So here they're saying that the anti-cult is who's doing harm also. And that's kind of true. But as I said, it's not really, you can't generalize that. Good morning, Joy. Hey, good morning to you. We're talking about Liz's, and I was going to jump off to join your tribe when you get going here at 9. But you're usually late, so I figured I'd do my morning sunshines and then jump on yours. I have noticed that Joy Vila is fashionably late in her mornings. So let's think of some thoughts here. There has to be a happy medium. Indy Santo is like Suboxone. It's harm reduction, but they haven't fully true. Oh, you guys are going too fast. Morning, Antics. I know, I'm making you guys think this early in the morning. And Cassie doesn't even have electricity. I'm making her think before she even has Joy, since you're on here, Scientology Up North is from Copenhagen, and she would love to talk to you about your Denmark experiences. Hey, hippie chick. This is an incredibly beautiful group, Joy. Welcome to our morning sunshines. We think around here. We think about the if so, the what thens. And we think about what can we do to make a difference. There you go, Scientology Up North. And I'm not on my StreamYard, so I can't pop the comments up. You do have a lot to share, Joy. And I was thinking last night, and I promise I didn't mean to just turn this discussion around. But I was thinking about how God's really put different people in my life and different people in this adventure. You're welcome, Scientology Up North. We love you, Miriam. Is that that Joy, you're in it. You're the right reason, the right season. You're in it right here. Ooh, good job, Jojo Bananas. Yeah, and Jojo Bananas is part of our Good Morning Sunshines, and she just had a playlist drop on Spotify. Oh my gosh, Joy, so cool. We have some really, really great thinkers in here. He has blessed you. And he's definitely blessed me. I live in that blessing day after day. One of these mornings, so sometimes we do blessings. I'll do a mother's blessing, Joy. And one of these days, I would love to have you part of a mother's blessing. Ooh, all right. Is it a poopsie doopsie day? That name cracks me up. Your husband is so funny. Thank you, Joy. I'll see you in a little bit. I'll pop on your channel. Oh, too funny. Okay, let's get back to what this okay, we'll see you in a bit. Let's get back to Liz Gale's question here. Is everybody harmed? My opinion is, in some respect, yes. Are all people harmed in needing psychological services afterwards? Maybe not. Maybe not. Some people may get on the surface scathed, but I can almost certainly see with my observations that people growing up in Scientology, the cradle to grave people, are hurt, and the people that grew up in Scientology with those ideas and the ideology as part of their formative years, yeah, I do think they need to be helped psychologically. And that's not a judgment, and that's not a mean thing. I'm just saying they grew up with some pretty warped ideas and pretty warped sentiments. Could there have been beautiful things that come out of it? Absolutely. But any high control group that turns normal thoughts and traditions into legalistic actions, there's the problem. Right? Yeah. Abuse is abuse. And some people maybe internalize it different than others. Good morning, Irish Mart. But if on top of being abused, you're not taught how to deal with it, you're going to come up with some pretty screwed up, I'm not going to say people, but screwed up kids. Good morning, Gina. I just thought I'd make you guys think this morning. You thought we were just going to do a Good Morning Sunshines, didn't you? All are harmed, but the children, I believe, need help most when they realize that how they grew up was not normal. That was abuse. Exactly. Abuse is abuse, no matter what the extent of the abuse, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Yep. And if you look at the definition of abuse per the penal codes, let's just use California as an example. Auditing is abusive per the penal codes. Yeah, we are a team. Thank you, Amy M. and Gina, for having each other's backs. Feelings and emotions should be embraced, not discouraged. You're right. It does. And I'm not a trauma therapist, and I'm not a psycho nothing. Okay, I might be a psycho, but I'm not a psychologist. But it's almost as if it's like the brain stops developing, or the development slows down, kind of like when you have substance abuse. It makes them developmentally disabled. Right? And I've noticed that with people that are developmentally disabled, that their level of capabilities usually stop when the trauma happened, or when the substance abuse started happening, or an accident happened. Good morning, Rika. Stunted, not disabled. True. But then, Gina, if you look at the definition of disability, there are a lot of people that come, good morning, Molly Moon, that come out of these high control groups, a la the same as like an accident or well, we're delighted you're here too, Molly Moon. That it does. That the definition of disability isn't always physical disability. You know that. It's psychological disability, cognitive disabilities. Those are all disabilities too. Right, the EQ, the emotional quotient, correct. Neglect is emotional abuse. And emotional abuse gets looked over a lot, but it certainly didn't in the laws. Yeah, different label. Thank you, Gina. But in the laws, abuse is abuse. And if you look at it on a legal aspect, I would say, in my opinion, that almost 100%, now you're never going to have 100% because you always have your statistical errors. Let's say 98% of the children that grew up in Scientology on a legal basis were abused. Physically, not all of them on every one. Physically, emotionally, psychologically, sexually, neglect. That's all abuse. And so per the law, now how they came out from the other end, do they need psychological services afterwards? You know, that's a case by case. Oh, well, get your glasses on there, little Miss Antics. It's hard for a squirrel to see without the glasses. Yeah, I think of Jamie all the time. That's one person I would love to get in touch with joy is Jamie, because he's so artistic. And I used to talk to Jamie quite often, but I know he's needed a break. I think about Jamie all the time. I do. He's a gentleman. Jamie is a gentleman. It can affect memory, over and under activity of the brain, etc. Yes, correct. But does that mean you throw the babies out with the bathwater? No. Yep, all my hugs for them too. You never let your daughter cry and nursed her for 3.5 years? That was you and your daughters. Good afternoon, Afila. Catch up, catch up, catch up. If you're on 2 times speed, I'm going to start talking like this. I hate it when people do that. They start talking faster just when I increase the speed to get caught up. Some people talk so slow, I need to increase the speed just because I'd be falling asleep. I was told soothing my babies would make them spoiled. In fact, they are all strong, independent people. Absolutely great, Grandma. You know, I'm kind of really stubborn about my glasses too. I have astigmatism, have always had astigmatism. It's really hard for me to read and see, but it's harder for me to use my glasses than it is not to. So Gina says, but that's why I wish some of these creators would stop bashing others, because these reactions are trauma related and none of them are well versed in trauma or trauma informed. Right? I think those that are trauma informed are probably the ones that went through the trauma, and they went through all different traumas differently. I nursed both of my children too. And I was one of those weird ones. I had a home birth too. Yep. So when I'm looking at it in my layman's self, is that I'm looking at the person's experience, whether they were born into it, raised into it, or joined later. And using that as a if so what then? What do we do with that? Because I can't relate. Yeah, it was in 91. It's been a few years because I'm a grandma now, remember? Irish Mart, you have the comment of the day. One does not really need to be trauma informed just to treat each other with some compassion and understanding. Ding, ding, ding. Absolutely. 100%. Irish, that's exactly it. I love that that meme of Piglet and Tigger sitting there on the bench, and he says, "Well, what can I help you with today?" And the other one says, "Nothing. Just sit here and just listen. Just sit here and just be quiet with me." Ooh, very cool, Joe. I wanted to do that too, but I didn't make it into the bathtub. Yep. We just need to be able to be here for one another. True, but sometimes you don't have to be trauma informed just to hold somebody's hand. Remember when we were going through all of this and I said, "Hey, Peter, good morning, Mr. Couch Surfer." Is sometimes I'm just here to hold your hand, but sometimes I need for you to just hold my hand. That's what going through stuff together means, is just holding each other's hands sometimes. It was kind of common, not really super common because lots of people still had home births, but it was in Alaska, so twins are a little bit harder to have at home. Antics, what can't you take anymore? The sadness of it? Well, let's continue on with our if so what then. Yep. Gina, I'm not avoiding that topic. I have a lot to say about that topic. Is that you have one side of the coin. Okay. I know Joy's going to come on here in a little bit, and I really, really, really want to catch hers. But you have one side of the pancake that's saying, I'm not gonna promote it and do anything about it because those people in DOA's chat, they know about it and they might like it and they might have something to do with this. And then you have the other side of the pancake that says, well, I'm not going to have anything to do with it because Aaron was involved with it and Aaron was an abuser and blah, 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 blah. Knock it the fuck off. Excuse my Grammy French. Knock it off. That's not what the protest is for. Okay, I've cleansed. I've spit it out. Gina and Audit have done a lot of work on this. And it's not for anybody's feels. Yep, tribalism. And tribalism only hurts. Tribalism never works. And if you guys want to go and vote people off the island because I wasn't in your tribe or they weren't in their tribe, go do that. But my brain, I keep saying, I don't have the capacity to deal with tribalism. Right, exactly, Gina Frey. Exactly. Exactly. So the point of the whole protest, Gina, was, and I'm going to quote you. I'm not going to. This wasn't a Mona thing. This is a Gina and Audit thing. This is a Gina thing. The whole point of the protest was to show whose streets, our streets, whose permits, our permits, who has control, we have control. That they cannot control a city anymore. That was and it was used because you guys were looking at a date and Father's Day was far enough out that it was a good date and it gave a good reason. And so it evolved into that. So, you know, I see the division. Anybody, okay, here's Mona's division. Right, exactly, Gina. It's a whose streets, our streets, and not streets. That came out completely wrong. Whose property is this? This is the city's property. Oh, very cool. That's right. So that became a way, that became a conduit, that became an important piece of it. But that's not what it's about. Very good. Peter gets the second. You get the number 2 crown today. Stay on the bus. There is no room for egos. It's not what it's about. And I'm going to be, again, honest. I don't care who shits in a bucket. And I don't care who has relationship issues. Not my problem. Not my deal. Right. I can only control me. It's not about. So, Gina, if 5 people show up, 5 of us show up. Our streets, not their streets. Exactly. It's not about Aaron, and it's not about DOA, and it's not about Gina, and it's not about Audit, and it's not about Mona. It's about reclaiming power. It's no different than what Brooks Gibbs did down there in Clearwater. He reclaimed power. He reclaimed who is in control, even if it's just for a minute. Because it broke the cycle. It broke the chain. Grammy French. You left of Jenna and LV? Holy shit. What do you mean, Peter? Oh, that's going to be a bummer because I really would have loved to have met you, Antics. Yeah, but we can't control those things, Amy. You're right. You're right. That's what she did. That's why she went on there. I'm not a real people person either, Gina. I know. I want a hug. Maybe we can meet up mid. I'll be there for a few days, Antics. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. You know what? I really respect Jenna. Her last couple of videos were really telling. And I felt the rejection. I felt her rejection that she was feeling. But yeah, I don't know about the rest of the tea. Thank you, Gina, for clarifying that. And Rika, it's okay. It is hard to get everything all stuffed into these little chats, and it's hard to put tone, and it's hard to put emotion, except for everybody's putting their emojis in here. You're right, Irish. It is hard to hear one side of it. But you can see that it could have happened that way. But it's hard to hear that. It's hard to hear just one side of something. Absolutely. We support everybody here. Speaking of which, in a comma can you really I need to eat, comma, Grandma. I need to eat, Grandma. Right, Jojo? F the others who won't support. So, okay, go back to Spicy Mona just for a second. Who I won't listen to anymore or respect, my respect level goes book right through the floor, is somebody that says, so-and-so is a disappointment. So-and-so is a piece of shit. So-and-so, I won't ever support. And I'm just throwing this out there because it's the word, ooh, big old tractor. I won't ever support JoJo Bananas because she's on DOA's chat and she supports a person that shits on the bucket. What? What? Okay, my respect for you just tumbled down a frickin' mountainside. I'll never respect somebody that goes on Aaron's channel because he was an abuser, blah, 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 blah. What does that have to do with the person that went on Aaron's channel? That doesn't mean they respect him or like him or what. I'm just picking on you, Joe. What? That's the person that's causing the division. That's the person that I want to stay far, far away from. Go ahead, Jojo. Go poopsie doopsie. What does Haggis call it? I can't remember what she calls the turds. Yeah. And screw the lists of bad people. You're right. Jojo is like a trouble from afar. Maybe that's my point. Maybe that's my ulterior motive. A jobby. There you go. You know, you're the jobby. You're the jobby when you say somebody's a piece of shit and you didn't even ask them. It's like somebody saying that, okay, you guys are getting spicy on me today. Somebody saying that they knew that Audit must not have talked to Laura because she was in the know. You were not. We all know Audit talked to Laura ahead of time. Don't act like you're a big jobby. Well, I tried. I told her about JoJo already. JoJo, you are loved. I can't be friends with you if you are friends with them. It's right, Twyla. No respect for somebody that says that. Yeah, I'm gonna let's peek in. Let me see. Let me see if I can get it on here. Ooh, wait a minute. I had her tagged. Is she live? She is live. Let's peek in.
My husband's very talented. Yes. All right. So she's in the book of Ezekiel. Ooh, good morning. Hey, JCL. Hey. All right. Today's morning scripture. Would you like to read it, my love?
Where is it? Oh, that one?
Mm-hmm.
Verse today, carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Amen. Beautiful.
My Bible study last week was in Ecclesiastes. We're talking about Solomon.
Ooh.
And
yeah, whatever, no one.
A lot.
Yeah.
I don't know what topic you're talking about.
He was chasing all that. He was chasing all the women and all the different spiritual.
Yeah, we're going to turn that down just for a second. You need to clarify that a little bit, please, no one. What concept is Scientologistic? I am more than happy to discuss things. Oh, they can't be a friend with concept. Yeah, thank you for clarifying that, because I was about ready to get really upset. You're right. That is a Scientology concept. And it doesn't even make sense. So when somebody says that, it kind of makes me go, I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but what? If you talk to them, I know that's like kindergarten, right? Mm. Thank you for clarifying that, Noah. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you. I would love, I have an X account, but don't use it for anything but viewing. I don't even have an X account. Amy's like way zoomed ahead of me on that. Yeah, but there's so many SPs. There's some pretty dang, not only cool SPs, well, we're all SPs really, but some really freaking intelligent SPs, some pretty damn talented SPs. I don't think the label does any justice over the brilliance of some of these SPs. Things that make you go, wow, that's a long time. Yeah. I just never got into the Twitter or the X. Your middle name is SP. Yeah, my middle name is Treble. Supportive people. That's a long time. As long as nobody brings up MySpace and stuff like that, we're good. And the old Yahoo accounts. Those are fun. The Yahoo rooms. Yeah, and that's such a shame, no one. Jojo Javi. Jojavi. Yeah, we've talked about this before. I really think that it's not going to get trended because I think there's, I would, okay, squirrel. I could see us having a tornado today. Those skies look ominous. And it's only 9:30 in the morning. Good, you need a lifeguard there. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go eat some breakfast and get ready for this weather that's pouring in. I really feel like I probably should get offline. I'll probably listen to Joy for a little bit, but I'm going to scoop. Much love to you guys. I'll see you in Joy's channel if I don't get blown away from tornadoes here.